Hey, Assassin's Creed, the start of a great video game series. Assassin's Creed 2, the start of a giant collectible hunt. I'm not kidding. Watch Dogs, maybe not the game that we were promised at the beginning, but I enjoyed it. Watch Dogs 2, pretty much improved on everything from the first game. Assassin's Creed Odyssey, my favorite Assassin's Creed game. Now we're talking. Immortals Phoenix Rising, no one expected it to be as good as it was. Valhalla, just finished Valhalla up, 167 hours, loved it. Man, I love me some Ubisoft titles. I wish there was one that I hadn't tried yet. Watch Dogs Legion, oh, it is on. Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. I am the Disgruntled Old Gamer, and on this channel we'll be doing a lot of silly stuff, but we'll also be doing a lot of gameplay videos, a lot of Easter egg stuff, and you know, some general walkthroughs here and there. But to start off, we are playing Watch Dogs Legion. This is part one of the gameplay, one of hopefully many. And like I said, thanks for stopping by. I'm playing on XboxOne, and the first thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be turning the ambient music off, because there are some trademark music that plays in the car radios and such, and we don't need any trademark violations on the channel. And the second thing that we'll be doing is I'll be turning the permadeath option off, because after you get through the general prologue and tutorial, your operatives can die permanently, and I'm a big puss. I don't want that to happen, and I'm up for a challenge. But right now, I'm just wanting to play a game, and I don't want to have to deal with all that crap. So we're going to turn that off. In this prologue section, you're going to be playing as a character called Dalton, who works for DedSec. DedSec will be very familiar for anybody who's played the Watchdog games. They are a hacktivist group. And what's going on here is we're doing through a little bit of the control schemes. You've got the clicking the left stick on Xbox One will allow you to crouch. Clicking the right stick will give you the tech vision. A button attacks, B button hugs the walls and hugs cover. Basically, what we're doing here is he's under Parliament. And apparently somebody set a bunch of bombs to go off, so you've got to go in there and you've got to kind of disarm everything to keep anybody from getting killed. It's your basic, straightforward, open tutorial. It gives you a general idea of what the game mechanics are and whatnot. For the most part, it plays pretty much exactly like Watch Dogs 2 did. So if you've played Watch Dogs 2, then it's nothing really new here. If you've played Assassin's Creed, you should also be a little familiar with it. If not, this section's for you. It's basically to show you how to play. And we're moving into this first section, and there's going to be 3 enemies off to the right. And if we continue up the walkway to the left, there's a locked door there. And you'll need to scan there to find where to unlock it. And I'm going to turn to the left here, and as you can see the red icon there, that is the locked door. And if you follow the red pipe up and around through the walls, and over here you'll see where the box is to hack. But we've taken out one of the guards, and if you'll go around the corner to the right side, you'll see another guard there, and you can take him out by hand, or if you'd like, we could have hacked that box on the wall and caused a shock him to knock him out. And then probably the worst sentry ever, not doing a very good job of guarding that box. We're going to go ahead and take him out, and then directly behind us is the box we need to interact with. And it'll give you the prompt. You just go interact with that, and then that's going to give you the ability to have that door over there unlocked, and then that's where we will move on.
But someone wants to make it look like DedSec was here.
Shit. You need to proceed with extreme caution, Dalton.
Who are these men in black?
Moving on into this next section, you're going to be moving through this door, and then just up ahead there's another section with enemies, and there'll also be the you'll get your first look at the explosive devices. As you can see, being an old gamer, sometimes I forget that I've already turned the music off, so that's what the menu options pop back up for. I'd forgotten I'd turn that off. But here, you'll see the section where you can scan for the bombs. Now, also right there, there'll be battery packs and things of that nature that you can use to overload stuff. And when your enemies get inside those hacked areas that you set off, they will be incapacitated. And now we're deciding whether or not I'm going to take out 2 guards at once, which I'm pretty good, but not that good. So we're going to let one go back on about his business, and we're going to hide over here, and then we're going to sneak out, and we're going to take this guy out. And it's as easy as just walking up behind them and getting the prompt, and then him taking them out. And then we'll go around to the right side, and then we'll take out this other sentry, and then move on to the next section. Pretty much, like I said, pretty much straightforward. It's just giving you a taste of what the game mechanics are, and what you're going to need to do, what you're going to need to be expected to do later on throughout the game. There will also be lots of hidden things in this game, lots of collectibles to pick up, lots of side mission stuff. I mean, it's a typical Ubisoft game. If you have played Ubisoft games, then you will not be surprised. But as we move into this next section, we're going to get one of our first cutscenes, and that's one thing I will definitely let you guys know is a lot of these cutscenes that I've skipped through them, because I figure if you've got the game, you'll see them. You're on your own. There are a few that I will leave in place that I think are more vital to the story at the time, but we just went ahead and skipped through this one, and now we're in a main part of the Parliament. And if you use your scanning ability, anything that is required to be interacted with will either glow yellow or have a yellow icon over it once you scan, and that is exactly what we've done here. And Dalton is going to use this computer, and of course he's going to find out that the bombs are active.
I need some help with this. Yes, you are, but sadly I'm locked out.
All right, so in this next section, basically what we're looking at is one of the proximity download or upload points, and basically we're just trying to upload something to this computer so Dalton can deactivate the bombs. And as with most sections in these games, you're going to have to deal with a bunch of enemies, and they're going to try to keep you as far away from it as possible. And it's just the object of it is just to stay as close as you can till the upload's complete. The game has sort of an automatic lock on or lock around. Basically, it's maybe not always locking on to the target, but it does kind of give you a little help, which is good, because when you're rubbish like me, sometimes you need all the help you can get. But basically, you're going to have like 5 to 10 enemies here, and they'll be coming in through that door at the end of the corridor. But once the download is complete, it will move you on to the next section. One thing I like about these games is the ability to choose how you want to come about certain things. It's refreshing to not have, even if it's linear, to not have to worry about doing it one particular way. And that's one thing I think Ubisoft does a really good job with. They allow you to pretty much come at lots of different tasks any way you feel like coming about them, about doing them. Now, once you get this section, once you get that done, you're going to move into this next section, and you're going to come down this hallway to an open area where there's an ammo crate at your feet on the right side and a locked door. And if you will turn to your left and look across the corridor, or across the area, you'll see another locked door, but you also have the ability to hack this camera or hack the camera that's on the computer on the desk, and then you will be able to download this computer key that will give you access to the next area.
Bagley's down. You're on your own. Dalton, if this goes...
It won't. I'll see
Once you have the key downloaded, then you're going to be able to unlock this door, and there will be some enemies. There'll be an enemy just inside the door, so just be aware of that. There'll be between 5 and 7 enemies here, depending on what difficulty you've got this on. And you've got several different options at your disposal. I mean, you can hack some of these computer boxes or some of these electrical boxes to give them shocks. You can hack that vent like I did and cause an explosion, or you can just straight up gunplay with them until you're sure that they're all dead. And once they're all dead, you'll move on down the hallway, and then a door to the right will be locked, which will give you the ability to you just walk over and just interact with it, and this will take you up on the roof to the first cutscene, the first major cutscene, and we'll let that cutscene play out. But basically, what you're finding out is that all of this is pretty well for naught. That this was going to happen regardless. But this was just to give you a general idea of what you're expected to do in gameplay, and that no matter what happened, you were still going to fail miserably. So, so welcome to my world. And it's at this point where we will meet who I like to call Discount Palpatine. For my Star Wars fans out there, this is 0 Day or 0 Hour, 0 Day, I guess. And then he's going to basically tell you that, there's nothing you can do, that everything you've done played out just like they wanted you to. There are other bombs that you're not going to be able to get to, etc., etc., etc. And then, as with most games of this nature, especially Ubisoft is really good for games like this, for doing stuff like this, and that's get you used to a character to show you the ins and outs of it, and then kill the character, and then make you start with somebody brand new that has no abilities whatsoever. So you go from playing a super spy, this guy, to just your typical guy on the street. But I mean, who would have it any other way? And once this cutscene plays through, we will be able to start the actual game. But still got a few tutorials left to play. As I said before, games like this I really enjoy because you have several different options you can do for each mission. You're not pigeonholed into doing one or two things. You've got several different ways to come about everything. And because of that, you've also got several different ways to screw things up.
This evening, mourners gathered for a series of candlelight vigils that brought closure to thousands of families and indeed to an entire city. London is now laser focused on bringing the...
And now what we're seeing here is basically what's happened, and that they blame DedSec for the explosions, and that the government has hired a company called Albion, who is a paramilitary group. That was the head of Albion there. And they're hunting down the remainder members of DedSec, and that they are going to keep London safe. And that basically they're putting London under their thumb. People are scared to say anything. They wish there was somebody who would fight for them, and guess what? DedSec is not gone, but it's up to you to rebuild them and rebuild everybody's trust in DedSec so that you can take back London from Albion. And that's basically the premise of the game. And as you play forward through the game, you're going to find that there are several different areas, several different boroughs of London that you will free from Albion's grip. And as you free these boroughs, it will be easier to recruit other NPCs, and it will open up new missions and new unlockables, and it's exactly like what you would expect a Watch Dogs / Assassin's Creed game to be. I hate to keep bringing up the similarities, but I mean, if it's broke, why fix it? Ubisoft knows what they're doing, and like I said, I've loved the last two Watch Dogs games, probably more than I should, and so this one, hopefully will be no exception. But this prologue, not nearly as long as some of the other prologues. I know at Assassin's Creed Odyssey, the prologue was 7 hours, maybe. I think 7 hours before the title screen. And Assassin's Creed Valhalla, I mean, I spent a lot of time in Norway, so I'm thinking that prologue was at least 4, maybe 5 hours. So this one was pretty short. That prologue was about 15, 20 minutes with cutscenes. Here, we've come to the section where Sabine is, and that's the current leader of this cell of DedSec. She is going to be needing to find out if there are any available operatives left in London, or have they all been captured or killed. And it's a really original way to get you to a character select screen, basically. But first, before you do the character select, it's going to introduce you to one of the old standbys, a drone, RC drone. This as actually a spider bot, what they call a spider bot, and with good reason. It looks basically like a six-legged spider. And you're going to control it like you control the RC drone in the last Watch Dogs game, A being jump, and then you can interact with things. We're going to come over here to the right side, and as you see, there's a vent you can crawl through, so you interact with that. You can crawl through that vent, and then you come out on the other side, and just up to the right here is a computer terminal. You can interact with that, and that will lower a section of down in front of you. That'll make it easier for you to be able to get up to the next section that you need to be at. And so we'll jump up to this next section, and then off to the right there, right in front of us now, is a yellow icon that is a computer node. And we'll go interact with that computer node, which will cause the whole walkway to move upward. And when you turn around, there will be 2 new computer nodes that you also need to interact with, one on the right and one on the left, which is what we're doing now. And once you interact with those nodes, that will take you to the top section of this tower, and that will lower the computer core so that you can interact with it, hack the Bloom CTOS system that is in control of London, and then Sabine will be able to find an operative that she can contact and use to help bring DedSec back to life in London. And here's the computer core coming down out of the ceiling, and once that's down, you will interact with that, and we will move on to the character select screen, which I find this is a really inventive way of basically spicing up a character select screen, that instead of just saying, hey, pick a character, this is your character to start with, and let's move on. So this little cutscene will show you that basically all the members of DedSec, pretty much all of them in London, have either been captured or they have been killed by Albion, except for you. And so this is where you will get to select your character. Now, one thing that I have found through a couple of just messing around with the game in the prologue is that it will randomize these first 15 characters. But in these 15 characters, each one with either a different skill set, a different weapon, or the ability to use a car or whatever, you can click on each one of them, read their histories and everything. But of these 15 characters, there's usually at least 2 of them that have some kind of computer skill. And I figure, heck, this is a hacktivist group. The best thing we can do is have somebody with some computer skill, like this lady here who's got fast download abilities, and this gentleman here who has the ability to quick hack. And this is who I'm going to pick. And like I said, you can click your stick and read about their history and stuff like that. But this is the character I'm going to start out with. In the 2 or 3 times I've just messed around with this for this video, it randomizes these characters. But really, there's no real difference at the beginning Skill sets will be a little bit different, but you know, it's whatever flavor you basically like. I mean, pick whatever you want to play as. If you want a little challenge, maybe pick somebody that doesn't have any computer skill, or if you just want a little leg up, then you can do what I did and just find somebody with some computer skills. Then once you have picked your character, that's who you're going to be starting with. Now that's not who you're stuck with, because as the game moves on out of the prologue and out of the tutorial, you're going to have the ability to recruit any NPC in the game. And when I say any NPC in the game, I basically mean pretty much any NPC in the game. It'll be easier to recruit these people once you've opened up burrows, because there's a lot of people that you will scan that will have a little red thumb down, and basically there's no possible way to recruit them. But then once you unlock these areas, they become more susceptible to wanting to do that. And then, of course, you run into the rude NPCs like this chick here, basically talking about her personal space. But I digress. So we're back into the map section, and basically your icon, your yellow icons, those will be your objectives. You highlight those. It will give you a nice little GPS marker on the ground, and you can follow it on foot, or you can drive a car. Basically all the cars are hackable, so you can pretty much hack any cars. This one, I guess, was your car. It's the one that any of your first character will start out with. The odd thing about this is that the game's a little glitchy in some points, and this car is not going to be around very long, because I found that in every single time that I've tried for this video, the car disappeared after you started your first mission. Another thing to watch out for is some drop in and drop out. I don't know about the PlayStation 4 or about the Xbox Series X, S, or the PlayStation 5 versions of these games, because I've not played on any of those. But on my version on the Xbox One, and I'm playing on a second generation Xbox One, so it's pretty old. There is some drop in and drop out, and at one point I actually collided with a police car that hadn't been there a second before, and that started a major chase that was just balls out for about 5 minutes. So yeah, just be aware that is going to happen. And then there are going to be certain sections, especially with older units like mine, where you're going to see a lot of stutter as it loads in sections. Now, as we arrive at the safe house, the DedSec safe house, it is a pub, and like I said, this is the first time I've actually sat in and played, so I don't know if you'll be returning here or not, but I do know that this is a safe house for the first section, is to basically get you used to the tutorial of the section of the game. And then what you're going to do is you're going to come to this door and unlock it, and as you see, once you scan it, if anybody's played Watch Dogs out there before, they'll notice immediately this pipe puzzle. And basically it's just a question of going to each node, making sure the pipes line up so that the path lights up, unlocking different nodes to get those pipes to unlock, and then getting everything to turn the same color, in this case blue. And then once you get to that door and then get it unlocked, you'll be able to go through it and into the next section. The lady behind the bar there, you're going to see her again momentarily. She is. They're going to use her for the combat training a little bit later. But you come in here and you hit this switch, and then you'll end up going downstairs. And then once we go downstairs, your objective is to look for a power supply switch and then turn that on. And once that power supply switch is turned on, then you will meet Bagley, the DedSec AI, for the first time. And I know the first time that I heard Bagley, I immediately thought of Wheatley from Portal 2. He's a wisecracker as well, but whether his intentions are good or bad are yet to be seen. But anyway, basically with most of the game, anything that you have a mission highlighted, it will point that arrow to that point. And so here you will turn the lights on. That will cause Bagley to wake up, and then you will need to do a few things for him. But like I said, it's all pretty linear and straightforward. This is Bagley, and like I said, he's wanting to know who you are, and he doesn't really trust you, but you know that changes pretty quick.
Authorization code Sabine sent me?
Sabine's alive? Well, that's one piece of good news. I'm Bagley. DedSec's definitely not stolen, highly advanced AI assistant, and it seems I've been out of commission for a few months. Anyway, why don't you go connect me to the DedSec network so I can become more powerful than you could possibly imagine? I mean, catch up on what I missed.
More powerful than I can possibly imagine. That's hilarious. Always love the Star Wars references. Now this is a piece of tech that you'll pick up shortly, but you've got to unlock Bagley's computer core at the top. There is a hidden item right under the stairwell here. It's a floppy disk inside this room, and in the back there's a pair of headphones. Usually the headphones will have either like a piece of a podcast or a piece of a news broadcast or some communique. I'm sure, like with all the other games, that this is going to be tied to some of the achievements or trophies in the game, and I'll be putting out a video of where to get all these things a little later on down the road. But right now it's just basic gameplay. But you know, with me being the completionist that I am, if I see a collectible, I'm going to have to try to go pick it up. But anyway, you're going to come over here to this red section. You're going to interact with this computer screen here, and that's going to turn on Wheatley's core, so he can now understand that basically Bagley's core, so he can figure out that he's been down for a while, and things have gone pretty well south for DedSec. And then you're going to come back down. You're going to talk to him again, and off to his right here in this room, there's another piece of recording you can pick up. It's another floppy disk, and then just around this section and into where Bagley's sitting, there's a couch behind him, and on the couch behind him there is or beside the couch behind him there is a end table. And it has a mask there that you can pick up. And then, of course, here in this corner, you saw I just picked up another thing of headphones. And you've got like a photo booth there where you can take photos and you know, just do all kinds of different really weird crap with them and whatnot. But I'm really not interested in that, so we're not going to do that. And then this will trigger a cutscene where you meet Sabine face to face for the first time. I mean, if she appeared in the other cutscenes, but this is the first time that she interacts with your character. And then we're going to go ahead and skip that. And then they say they don't want to send you out naked. And then that's when you can pick that tech up that was on the table earlier. And you'll have the ability to do one of two things. You can pick up a thing called an AR camouflage. That's the second one. Or the first option up in the left-hand corner, that is your spider bite. I figured since we'd already been exposed to the spider bite, we'd go ahead and use that. I'm sure as the game progresses that you're going to be able to find lots of tech points, and you'll be able to open up all those skills. But for now, what you're going to do, you're going to come in here to this empty window, you'll highlight whatever tech's available, which one you want to use, and then that's what you're going to put on there. And I think that ties to the right bumper on Xbox One, and then you'll be able to use that. You'll throw him down, you'll be able to hack him, and then you'll be able to use him to go places maybe that you couldn't go before. And then, like with all other games, including the Ubisoft and all the other Assassin's Creed and Watch Dogs games, this is a storefront basically where you can purchase cosmetic items like hats and shirts and tops and bottoms, things of that nature. And then the upper left-hand corner there, that pig mask, that was the one that we picked up next to the couch over there. But I'm digging the gas mask, so we're going to use the gas mask basically because Wrench from Watch Dogs 2 loved Wrench, and B, I know Wrench is in this game too. So basically, you know, loved Wrench, so we definitely want to use a gas mask or something like that. Now, they're going to give you the tutorial on how to do hand-to-hand combat. Just in case you were asleep for the first part of the tutorial with Dalton, now you're going to come down in here, and this is where the lady from the pub upstairs is going to come down, and she's going to show you how to fight. And basically, it's a 3-stage thing, where the first stage is you have to do 3 points of damage once you get that done. Then you're going to learn how to go under her defenses by grabbing her and either kneeing her or punching underneath or over top. And then once you do 3 of those, it'll move you on to the next section. And me being rubbish, it takes me a minute to get it there, but then I finally get it. And then the final section is being able to dodge and counterpunch. And then one thing you'll notice, especially if you played any of the newer Assassin's Creed games, is that it kind of slows down a bit. Now, once you get those 3 skill sets down, then you're going to put all 3 of them together, and you're just going to take her down. You, like I said, just beat the crap out of her. And then once you get her knocked down and on the ground, that whole tutorial section comes to an end, and now you should know how to do the fisticuffs. Once the fisticuffs are done, you can help the lady back up, and hopefully there's no grudge between you and her, because you still got to go back upstairs later, and hopefully she won't shoot you in your face. So she's going to let you pull her up, and then you're going to move on from there. Once that is done, it's going to put you out in the hallway. And here in the hallway, there are these red mannequins everywhere, and this game can be a little glitch-tastic, like I said, at times. And this is a perfect example here. Almost impossible to highlight these earphones. And I really, really want to get them. And like I said, because the completionist in me is screaming, get the headphones. And I'm trying and trying and trying. Now, one good thing about this is there's no guesswork in it. When you do have them in your inventory, it will come up on the right-hand corner of the screen to let you know that you have picked up a new item. Having said that, this section of the game is pretty annoying, because I have to back through this on several times to get this. But then once I finally got it, then what I'm going to do is you're going to walk over to the other side over here. I mean, you don't have to, but you come around this corner and there's a dead end, and then there's a pair of headphones on the ground here, and you can pick those up. Once you do that, you're going to go back to the center part of the corridor again, and then highlight, and then you're going to interact with the door, and that will take you back upstairs from the pub, and you will be able to start the next 2-part mission. Once again, it's another of the tutorial. It's another part of the tutorial section where it's going to just basically put you into little vanilla missions, gives you a taste of what it is to pretty much infiltrate a facility, and to put up some, and in another section to put up some
Make no mistake,
propaganda.
under occupation.
So when we get out here on the street, if you come and highlight your map, what you're going to do is you'll see 2 icons, and we're going to get that as soon as the mission pops, which it has not popped yet. So here I'm standing like a ridiculous idiot, waiting on this mission to go while they're talking my head off, basically telling me that it is important that we get out Albion, because everybody's under their thumb. And then once that happens, we start squad goals. That's the first chapter. And then, like I said, we'll go in here, and of course I'm going to hit the wrong friggin' button because I'm a moron. And then I'm going to come in here, and I'm going to go to the map. And then me being the blue icon, and you see the 2 yellow arrows. There's your first mission point, and there's your second mission point. And you can do them in whatever order you want to do them in. I just went ahead and did the nearest one first. And the nearest one would be the infiltration. And what you're going to do is you're going to go to the Department of Justice, and you're going to be stealing a computer file that lets everybody, that basically lets you know if there's anybody in Camden that's worth recruiting. And it's basically a hit list for Albion of all the people that they think are a danger. So basically, I've looked around now. Like I said before, my car has disappeared, and so I was not prepared for that. So I'm out here just standing in the road like a moron. And now I'm just going to take off running and hopefully find a way. Here in a moment, I'll pick up a taxi and we'll just go from there. Here on this wall is a fighting tournament-like thing. Basically, that's another one of the side missions you can do. That was a checkpoint, but as you can see, we've moved a little forward here because basically what I did is I just hacked a taxi and just got inside of that. One thing I can tell you, the driving mechanics on these games, not the best in the world. I mean, this is not GTA or Forza or something like that. This Watch Dogs has always been a little wonky when it comes to driving. And so it's pretty easy to put your car into a wall or somewhere else. So just be aware of that. But now we've arrived at the Department of Justice, and basically this is the building we want to go to. And as you can see, pretty large building. Now we can go over here to the gate, and there are no sentries at the gate, but just inside in those archways there is a sentry just inside there. You're not going to be considered a threat just walking in here because it's still a public area. If you use and scan, you can scan this section, and you'll notice that just above you to the left, there is the yellow icon. That is what we're looking for, and you can also hack the camera inside there. And if you look down, you will see that there is indeed a computer file that you need to download. To the left in the corner, there is a missable item. I don't remember whether I don't think I picked it up in this playthrough, but there is a missable item there. Well, then you can hack cameras on the outside and get the general overview of the map and to see where the bad guys are. I think there are a total of 4 or 5. I'm pretty sure there's 4. There's 4. There are 4 guys, one heavily armed. That guy there, the sentry that's in the doorway that we said before, and then a sentry that's walking on the upper walkway. So now you can decide what you want to do. You can throw a spider bot down or whatever, or you can come over here and look at the conveniently placed scissor lift. That's one thing that I think that should be the mascot of Watch Dogs, is the conveniently placed scissor lift, because whether you were in Chicago, whether you're in San Francisco in the second game, or whether you're in London in this game, there always seems to be scissor lifts standing around. So basically, what you're going to do, you're just going to hack it, come upstairs, and once you come into a hostile area, you will immediately put on your mask. You don't have to worry about that. Now, what we're going to do, instead of doing this by hand, I've decided I'm going to use this spider drone. So let's use a spider drone. So I'll throw it down, and then I immediately forget that I'm supposed to hack the thing. So I pick it back up, and I'm like, why didn't that work? What is wrong? Why am I such an idiot? So then I'm going to throw the spider drone again, and then this time I'm going to realize, hey, it says hack on it. I should probably hack it. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to hack this thing, and then we're going to walk him over here to the side. And then as you can see, here comes the first sentry. And so we're going to try out our attack skill on this thing. And I will say this, if you are scared of spiders, this is freaking frightening, because this big thing just jumps up on them and then grabs them by the face, facehugger style, and shocks the shit out of them. So I'm like, if you got a fear of spiders, maybe not the best idea to use the spider bite, but whatever. So anyway, we're going to come downstairs. Since we've already got a pretty good lay of the land, and we're pretty sure there's only 3 more guards down here. The 2 that are basically policing the front of the facility, I'm not even going to mess with, because there's plenty of cover, especially with the spider bot being so low profile, that they are not going to see you unless you really, really screw things up. So basically, but this guy right here, he's a heavy armed guy, and he's going to be coming back around, so I figure we just go ahead and take him out. So we'll walk over here and just jump up on him and take him out real quick. And then once we get that done, we can turn and go off to the left to where the hackable box is that controls the locks to the doors upstairs in the room that we need. And like I said, there's several different ways you can do this. You can do this with the bot. You can do this yourself. You can come in guns blazing, just kill everybody. Do whatever you want to do. But we're trying to be a little bit more stealthy here, so that's why we're using SpiderBot. And as you can see, most every one of these hackable boxes will have a box at the bottom that your RC or your SpiderBot can hack. And once you're inside, like we are here, you're just going to interact with this computer box, and that gives you the file that you need. Like I said, over to the left side in the corner, which I didn't pick up, there is another a file that you can pick up. Now you can leave and move on to the next mission, which is what I was getting ready to do, and I think I get about 3 feet down and then realize, oh yeah, there's something that I forgot. So we're going to go back up, and what that is that basically, just like in Watch Dogs 2, there are places that you can tag graffiti, and that also helps the cause. And this first one is right here on this wall, and it's a paste up. I think it's called paste up is what it's called. And so it gives you the option. It gives you a paste up tutorial, and basically what it is that you can put up lots of different things, but at the start, since you've only got one unlocked, that's the only one that you're going to be able to put up. But every time you do these, you earn like points for your tech points so that you can spend on stuff, and it also helps with securing the burrow and with turning it to your side. So once you get that, then boom, it's up, and then so like you said, we got some tech points, and now we can go back down on the scissor lift and leave. And then if you're lucky, your car will still be there. If not, then you'll just either have to hack another one, or you'll have to hoof it. Cars are very easily hackable. Just be careful what you hack, though, because if you hack a cop car, or if you hack an Albion vehicle, you're in for a fight. For some odd reason, my sense of direction is kind of skewed, so I'm not really sure which direction I need to be going. So we're going to take a look at the map and see if we can figure out what it is that where it is we're supposed to go next. And so as you can see, there's the icon for the second mission. And in this second mission, we're going to be putting up some propaganda and taking down some Albion propaganda. Well, as you can see, there's the arrows that show us our way, but we have decided to see how far it's going to be and walk in the other direction, because we are goobers. But fortunately, our car's still here, so we're just going to jump in here and going to take this car. But once again, like the idiot that I am, I'm going to run off in the wrong direction because I don't have any sense of direction. And then I'm like, wait a minute, this is the way I'm supposed to go. Follow the big glowy arrow on the ground. So there we are with the big glowy arrow on the ground. And we're just going to drive over here to this next section. Now, having said that, I will say that as we progress through the story, if it comes to a point where I have to show the driving, if there's a point in the story that needs the driving to be shown, I will show the driving. I, however, will not be doing any more of the driving after this video, because a good 5-10 minutes, I imagine, could have been cut out of this video just by eliminating the driving. But for this first video, we'll call it baby steps, and the video's gonna just have to have the driving in it. But once we drive a little ways, we're going to get to where we need to go. Now, one of the things I think that you may have noticed through the video are these little glowing blue sections that we're driving through, and those are Albion checkpoints. And what's important about those are, if you are in a police chase, if you are being chased by Albion or the police, and you have nearly gotten away from them, if you drive through one of those checkpoints when they're still chasing you, they will be able to zero back in on you, and it'll be like they're right on top of you all over again. So just be aware of that. Now, we've arrived at our destination, and this is the building we want to go to. It's right across the way over here, and this building right here on the corner. So we're going to cross the street, and then we'll take a look at what we're going to be changing. If you look up, you can see where it says you're in good hands with Albion. We want that to say something really cool about DedSec. So that's what we're going to do, is we're going to have to hack that. So to get there, we're going to have to get up and go up and around. You come right past here, just past this point here, that and to the left, that is a fast travel point. For every one of those that you find, you'll be able to fast travel to those again. They're underground stations. But look back here, lo and behold, is another conveniently placed scissor lift. Man, I love it. He's my favorite superhero ever. Conveniently placed scissor lift man. Okay, so anyway, you're going to move the scissor lift up, and it's going to take you up to the second floor. And once you get up on the second floor, there's a pipe you can climb. And one thing I love about this is the fact that basically it's like pipes and fences are so easy to climb here. I can't wait to see what it looks like when a really old person like me tries to do it. But right here's some tech points. You can pick those up. And then if you come over here, there's going to be some piping that you jump across. And then here's another scalable fence, which, whoop, right over across like nothing happened. Then another scalable fence. And then once you get across this, there is a gap that you're going to have to jump across. Easily traversable. All you have to do is hold your action button, the A button down, while you're moving forward, and you will automatically jump across. And then this is the computer node that we need to interact with. Once we get that taken care of, it will change the sign from keeping you safe to we shall never surrender. So now that has been changed for DedSec. So that will help with your recruitment process, and that'll help us to open up the borough. And now Camden, your opinion in Camden has been increased. So now that is done, the last part of the tutorial is just basically showing you how to use a flying drone. And so now what you're going to do is they're telling you that there's a contact nearby. It's called, and the mission's called Clarion Call, which is what we're doing now. And fortunately, this is not that far away. It's a little far away, but it's 400 or 500 meters. But there's a couple of roads that you have to traverse. I think I ended up actually stealing a car to do this next section. But what you're going to be doing is you're going to be meeting a contact at one of the underground terminals, and he's a news reporter who's had his drone confiscated, and he's going to tell you about the fact that Albion has a generator in King's Cross Station, and if you use his drone, you'll be able to take that thing offline. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go there now, and you know, it seemed to be, what the heck was up with that dude's face? Holy crap! Wow. Anyway, wow, that threw me off for a minute. So anyway, basically, you're going to go over here, and I think I get a little tired of the walk here, and I actually end up in a vehicle at one point. But it's not that far away, and so what you'll do is you'll just come over here, and I think I end up hacking this car here, and we end up driving over there because I got sick of walking. Like I said, that's one thing that's increasingly annoying, is the fact that the cars tend to disappear. So it's up and around. It's about a block and a half or two up this way, and then a block and a half to the left, and then you will be in the right vicinity. So basically, we're going to come up here, and we're going to meet with this contact. So now that we have come to St. Pancras or Pancras or whatever, sorry if I've butchered that pronunciation, you're going to meet with this character here, and there'll be a small cutscene basically telling you about King's Cross and how they've got a generator there, and that he's all for DedSec, and he's glad that you're helping out. Well, then the good news is that King's Cross is literally right across the street, so you don't have to go very far at all. It's just across the street into that building right there. So what you're going to do is you're just going to come over and interact with this door, and then you'll be inside, and then you'll be able to scan in there, find a camera, and find a drone. We're going to move just a little forward in the video to the drone. Okay, once the drone's picked up, you're going to fly over to this first section, and there is a blueprint of the generator. You want to take a picture of that by control pad up or control pad down, and then take the picture. Be aware, however, that you're not just free to roam around in here. There are enemy drones in here, and you will catch their sights if you're not careful. Matter of fact, I think I do that very thing right here. I did not see this drone, and then the next thing I know, I'm in his sights, and there he is. And basically, see, now he saw me, but I got out of the way. I flew past him too quick for him to be able to pinpoint me. But here is one of these, another section where you have to download this information, and then wait in proximity. Now you can sit in here in this cargo container if you want to. I suggest avoiding the drones because there's quite a few in here. There's 5 or 6 of them in here, and you know they're not all just right where you can see them. I mean, you can disable them. The only problem with that is it does have a cooldown, so you'll have to wait before you can do another one. Once that download's complete, you're going to fly over into this area, and then, like I said, just be aware that there's a drone there. There's one over to the right that apparently I did not see, and instead of going under this, I went right past it and over, and then now he's got me locked in, so he's going to start shooting at me. So basically what I'm doing is I'm downloading into this generator, which is right here, and meanwhile I'm having to take these things out. Unbeknownst to me, there was another one behind me, and it blew me up, which would have pretty much said, hey, you know, we may have to do this again, but I had enough time that I had managed to get the generator to fry before I died. And what that does is that kicks us into what will be the last cutscene of this video, and it's just basically saying that, hey, Camden is now available. It's rebellious now, and it's openly rebellious, so now they're open to being recruited by DedSec, so you should have an easier time of it than if you just went in there blindly without doing anything. But I mean, you didn't really have a choice, as this is the linear path to take at the beginning because they want you to know how to play the game. But it backs up off the map, and you get to see all the other boroughs, and that each one of them about the same size. And as you progress through, you're going to find out that you're going to have to uncover the whole thing. There'll be plenty of stuff to collect and plenty of things to do and plenty of people to recruit. Having said that, I'd like to thank everybody for sticking around for the full video, and I hope you enjoyed it. And I'd like to see you guys again real soon. If you like what you saw, by all means, hit that thumbs up, leave a comment, like the video, and subscribe to the channel. And I will see you next time.